Welcome back, everybody. This is the thejonnymar, and I am continuing with Final Fantasy I, Dawn of Souls. So we are going to be starting from Cornelia, and now that we've opened up the canal with the nitro powder in my last episode, we're going to head through there, and I'm going to show off what the next couple of areas of the game are. Now, again, unique to this version of the game is a Life Spring Grotto. And you can't access this until you beat one of the future dungeons. We do get a little information about it, and apparently mermaids and men fell in love and lived here long ago. I'm sure just playing cards or something. But once you beat this boss, that will open up so that you can access it. But where we need to go next is head over here and port our boat to head into the town of Melmond. And as you can see, Melmond is not in very good shape. So let's talk to the citizens to find out a little bit more about what's going on. It seems a vampire is to blame for the kind of decay and decrepitness of this town. Yes, we will try to restore the crystals to grace. There's a dwarf here, apparently. So he's looking out for why the earth is decaying. Huh. Seda is a great sage. Okay, you're just a farmer. Alright, so that's what we need to do. We need to regain the glow of the earth crystal. Because apparently this vampire... There's a lady walking around down here. Maybe I'll stop by your father's shop. I don't know which one it is. But yeah, there's a lot of gravestones. A vampire attacked this area and is kind of the guardian of the Earth Cave, which is actually where we're going to head next. Alright, well, keep that in mind, viewers. There's a giant in a cave nearby that likes to eat gems. Dr. Oon. You've never heard of me? Inconceivable! You better stop that, I mean it. Anybody want a peanut? Alright, so these guys tip you off that it's the vampire, and that's kind of true. But we're going to find out as this episode progresses that it's not as easy as that. But that is our next goal, is to take out the vampire in the Cavern of Earth. What we need to do is head south from here, down Devil's Tail apparently it's called, and enter that cavern. And it is going to be a long and treacherous journey, so let's stock up on some new stuff. Now look at that knight armor. 36,000 Jill. Yeah, we don't have enough for that, but we do have enough to buy another silver armlet for our white mage. And basically, the mystic chest we opened gave us all this other stuff, so we don't need anything else. So let's equip that brand new silver armlet on our white mage. Nice little boost. And we might as well sell off some of this stuff we don't need anymore. The Falchion. Not necessary. Look how much you get for the power staff. Oh yeah, 6,000. And we don't need leather armor. We don't need the crosier, or whatever it's called. The copper armlet is now useless, and so are the bronze gloves. And we'll head over to the weapon shop. There's not really much here either. Again, because of the mystic chests, we're pretty well stocked. Longswords are technically slightly stronger than our specialty swords, but there's really no reason to equip them. Now the key thing in this town are the magic shops. But first we're gonna finish talking to a couple of the other citizens. Huh. And the ancient civilization was actually to the north, which we found out a little while ago in Provoca, I think, that you can't access because there aren't any ports for ships. But you also saw that the church was demolished by the vampire. Shocking, I know. But here we have a brand new magic level 5, Karega, which is of course a powerful single target cure spell. The Wonderful Life spell, which is the only way to revive characters in the original game. The Diega spell, which is the strongest undead spell. And of course the second level heal spell. So we're going to want a lot of that for our white mage. Unfortunately, we are not at a high enough level yet to get it. We're going to have to gain a level or two to be able to use it. And for black magic, there is the third level fire spell. Very useful. There's the Scourge spell, which is kind of like X-Zone. It'll kill all enemies. There's the Teleport spell, which will take you to a previous floor in dungeons. That is very useful, because a lot of the dungeons don't have kind of quick ways to exit them. And the second level slow spell. But again, our red mage is not powerful enough to equip any of that, so once we've explored the Earth Cavern a little bit, we'll come back and get some new spells. We're actually going to need some magic too. But where we're going to head is downward towards the tip of the continent, and that is right there for the Earth Cave. And eventually we're going to have to make our way to the west as well, to these two locations. But first things first, let's head to the Earth Cave. We might fight some new enemies, but there's also a large number of kind of respawns of enemies we've already fought. That'll change a little bit in the Earth Cave. There'll be some new enemy types we can take on. But we are already there. There it is. So let's head up and... nice, a fight right before we entered. But let us save, and let's head on in. Alright, so a lot of things going on in here. The first thing to note is that we're going to be fighting a lot. The encounter rate in here is very high, so expect to get into a fight every 5 to 10 steps. With some pretty powerful enemies. Now if you head to the west here, you're going to enter the Hall of Giants or Titans, and this has little pressure plate enemy blocks that if you step on them, it'll give you these encounters with Hilgigus. So essentially, it's a leveling spot. You can go around and keep fighting them over and over, and they give you lots of Jill. Get a nice little level up here. And that might actually be enough, well, not for the red mage. But yeah, there we go. Now we can use level 5 magic with our white mage. So we'll have to head back to Melman to get that soon. But there are a lot of chests for us to pick up too. So let me show you the loads of various chests you can get. First off, we'll head to the north here. And a lot of the chests are actually defended by earth elementals, so the specialty chests, kind of the most powerful ones, and the upcoming dungeons, you're always going to have to fight an elemental of whatever the cavern it is that you're in. So obviously we're in the Earth Cavern, so as you might expect, we're going to fight Earth Elemental. They're not too bad. They can do a lot of physical damage, especially to your weaker party members, but they only have about 200 HP, so they'll go down pretty quick. And we get a bunch of Jill, almost 2,000. Alright, a couple more treasure chest areas to get to, and then what we're going to do is actually leave and head back to Melmond so that I can pick up some of that magic for my white mage. So first let's head west and down. Oh, not there. I get punished with a random encounter, of course. Alright, let's head in here and take on another Earth Elemental. Yay, I like criticals. They make short work of the enemy. As does not letting them attack. Potion, There we go, almost 900 Jill. And the last treasure area on this first floor is over to the east. Good lord, this encounter rate. And it's right in here. So more Jill. And an antidote. Is there a pressure plate up here? No, that was a random encounter. So now I'm going to head out, I'm going to save, and I'm going to head back to Melmond, and I'll meet you guys back here after I buy some new supplies and magic, and I will show off what I actually got. So I will see you guys in a little bit after I do that. Alright, so I'm back, and I have outfitted my white mage with all 3 white magic spells I care about. Heal 2, cure 3 in life. So those will be helpful. Now to continue to floor 2, we head to the east. And, have I shown off the Ogre Chief? I'm not sure. This is the 2nd level of the Ogres. They're not much more powerful than a regular Ogre, but they give you a little bit more experience in Jill. I think they used to be called Ogre Mages or something like that originally. Or maybe GR Ogre for Great Ogre or Green Ogre, depending on how you translate it. Ah, stupid bats. Okay, so 2nd floor, there are again a couple treasure areas to get to. So I'll try and show you the quickest way to access them. In between all of these stupid random encounters, I'm fighting a ton of snakes, a ton of ogres, and a ton of those stupid minotaurs. But hey, we got a new sword. Now, this sword is not the most helpful now, but it will be helpful for a future dungeon since it works against aquatic foes. And we'll just reshuffle our other swords to increase our damage as much as possible. Tent. And some more Jill. So let's head down to the left and down again. And we'll access another treasure area. And I think this one is actually protected by an earth elemental. And I think it's right inside the door. Yeah, so we're actually going to have to fight it twice on the way out as well. But you kind of saw the coral blade there. It's pretty cool. It's got like all these little spines coming off of it. Alright, so what do we get? Jill, of course. That's awesome. Leather shield, completely useless. And 5,000 Jill. Cool beans. And another earth elemental attack. Alright, so one more floor to do for this first part of the Earth Cave. Because as I mentioned before, the vampire is sort of just a mini-boss. It's not actually the end boss of the Earth Cave. And you might remember, way back at the beginning when we went to the first area of the game, the Chaos Shrine, there was a picture of what the boss of the Earth Cave was. And it's certainly not a vampire. Sleeping bag? Eh. Alright, and now we're gonna do it, but if you don't want a gold needle, I would recommend just going left up here. But if you do want a gold needle, then head over here to the right. It's quite a ways to get it. I'm getting pretty lucky here not getting into random encounters, actually. There you go, gold needle. You do remember I mentioned it was good to have some of those. There is an enemy in this cave that can actually petrify you. And now my red mage can actually use level 5 magic finally. So we'll have to get some of that the next time we're in Melmond. We're also running into some Pisco demons in here. Sweet. More Jill. Literally 2 steps for another random encounter. That room is empty, so don't bother with it. Ah, here we go. The cockatrice. Classic Final Fantasy enemy. Very weak, but it has a random chance, or a small percentage chance, to petrify your party members with its regular attack. So you have to be very careful with that. Hopefully we can kill them off before they actually do that. Come on, kill it. Yes. Alright, one more treasure room. Of course, we have to fight another Earth Elemental. And I'm taking some damage, so let's heal quickly. Wow, that did a lot of damage. better be worth it. I guess. Stupid bat. Okay. So now we have the vampire to take on. So I'm going to heal. And let's do this. True. Not if we have anything to say about it. Ooh, impressive. Yes, we can. Actually, we can. Now, this guy seems really intimidating, but he goes down super quick. He has under 300 hit points. So if you do a couple of quick physical attacks, if you use a haste spell and you use a Dia spell, he should go down in one turn. Let's see if we can beat him in one round of combat. Oh yeah, not the vampire from Suikoden 1, that's for sure. Alright, and what do we get? Star Ruby. Is there a creature that liked to have gems, or perhaps snack on them? Well, there is, and to continue, what we're going to need to do is find that creature to get an item, which will allow us to open this stone slab and continue in the Earth Cave, and I will do that in my next episode. As always, viewers, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. So long.